Hello everyone, my name is Relax and Panic,
And I am mostly the life form.
and today we are reacting to RWBY.
We're discussing.
We are discussing. Wait. We are reacting to RWBY season 6, episode 5, and the reaction itself you will find down in my description. Just follow a link, replace the circumflex dot parts with real dots, and enjoy. Once you've done, feel free to come back here and hear out our thoughts to this episode. So, see you soon.
Let the discussion begin.
For those that came back, welcome back.
Magic.
It's magic. So, I searched carefully through the episode for a fitting picture.
True. Well, fitting is his sense of fitting.
I searched for a nice picture.
Yes, yes. You
So,
search for a nice picture.
This one. It's the other way around than normally. Yeah, beans. 3 bros beans, by the way. So, whatever that means. Shrimp flavored. Okay.
Okay.
Interesting episode. Quite short. Not very long. Just 15 minutes.
Nonetheless, very creepy-ish.
As I said, I shouldn't have said haunted house. Because it kind of is now.
Well, I'm not sure if it's haunted in the sense of what I would assume to be haunted or what I understand under being haunted.
Yeah.
So, the first thing, if I would find dead people in all the houses, I would not feel safe there. I probably would not stay in the house to begin with because there could be some poison, just anything.
But it's really cold outside.
I know, but I would rather than staying in the house. I would have stayed in a barn.
Yeah, in a shed or in the barn. Yeah, I agree there. Because you know that the house is not safe at all. Because if it would be, they wouldn't be dead
In their beds. Well, they died in their sleep, which is kind of nice. I mean, if we think back in the past of all the deaths there happened or which were possible, this is probably the nicest way to go if you wanna.
Kind of.
Yeah, but I mean, it seems that something killed them, which they've previously trapped in the cellar.
That's the question now. So, pretty clear they were not killed physically. Because there were no wounds, and if there would have been, then Crow would have said something. Because he's a huntsman, he would have checked. So it's no slaying while sleeping, no swords,
there was
no
blood.
claws, no blood.
Yeah,
no
ripped
so
anything. No
there are
destruction.
multiple options now. The one thing which I already mentioned as an option is some kind of like a specter, which we've seen in the past, who's able to kill you from the inside, like with fear or in your sleep give you nightmares that kill you, something like that. So like a ghost-like creature that attacks your brain or what. Seeing that we have 2 characters already mentioning they are tired, which is more emotionally tired but still tired, that they draw you into a slumber and then keeps you in the slumber until you die of exhaustion. Yeah, might be an option. That's one. The other thing they mentioned already, some kind of like poison in the well or something like that, but
I mean,
they wouldn't lie in their beds then.
I mean, the theories here can go on and on.
Yes.
One of those I have is maybe they actually managed to capture a Grimm in the cellar, which is kind of. Still, there is not enough destruction for a fight because if they would have captured it, we would still see some
claws, some
signs of a struggle. So I'm not 100% convinced there. But he trapped someone in there. The thing is, Grimms are feeding off of negative emotions and fear, and maybe it got stronger, and so actually the villagers decided to kill themselves. But why would they have not gone away instead?
Yeah.
So I don't think that they were actually aware of that they are dying.
The other thing about whatever is in the cellar is it is not mindless aggressive. Because if it would be, then it would have rattled, and not just, it just lifted it a bit to like look and then...
It has to be intelligent because it seems to be something you can interact with because somehow it ended up being there. So they managed to trap it down there.
Yes, which very clearly makes it unlikely that in the cellar is some kind of a ghost, because that would be able to pass through walls and stuff like that and wouldn't be able to lift the cellar door. So I still go with the option that maybe the kids are there. But
Why would they be chained from the outside?
exactly, that's the question. Why would you chain it to keep them away from something? It's just because the picture we've seen of the Brunswick family, they were, they looked all pretty normal, but the one that stood out was a little girl in front who was extremely smiling and happy, so abnormally joyful in my opinion.
But I didn't have the feeling that she was standing out. Plus, we are not sure if they are not dead as well. They didn't show it, but they just said, okay, it's the same everywhere, and
they did not mention even the kids, but it might very well be, and they just did not want to show it for PG reasons.
Right. So that's where I'm unsure if they are actually alive or not. But my tendency would be that they are dead as well.
Okay, so we have a village full of dead people, all in their beds, and that is the strange thing. So they are all dead in their beds, because not like while eating or working on the fields. So it's not like a mental attack that hits you where you are. It whatsoever waits for you in your sleep. So that's why I say it's some kind of an effect that draws you into your bed and then keeps you in the slumber. And you can't wake up and die.
It probably is also that it happened to all of them at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
So it has to be something they were affected by or consumed or whatever. The beans.
Yeah.
The beans are actually...
It's the beans. It's just the beans. Another option I see away from the Grimm, we see that people have powers. So what if someone in the village, the powers awakened and maybe as an accident in the night killed everyone? However that happened. The only question would be, why would that one be chained in the...
It could be also, I mean, we don't actually know how the Winter Maiden is... What her
She might be an evil maiden?
Yeah. Could be.
True. I bring winter to everyone. Freeze to death.
I mean, winter is actually pretty much the closest to death, if you would relate.
No, it's slumber. It is. The world is in slumber while in winter. Everyone sleeps.
Yeah, that's why I said it's the closest to associate to death, if you would have to associate something. Well, it has to be either a Grimm we have not seen yet, or it has to be someone or a power we have not seen yet, because this is pretty new.
Yeah.
And even though we saw that in the past that Grimm can become intelligent, this is another level, in my opinion.
Well, we have seen something like that from a Spectre who is more intelligent, but why would such a thing be
also
alone?
It looked also for me more that the Spectres are also controlled by Salem.
Yes, true.
So, and why would have Salem would have had the intention to kill those people where I don't see any
she doesn't
reason
care about
for
them.
it at all.
That's not Salem at all. No. And if it would be any kind of Grimm, I think the Spectres, by the way, work on them on their own. But even so, they would attract other Grimm.
I mean, it could also be a human, actually.
Yes.
That they managed to capture someone in the cellar and someone else took revenge and just
or maybe
he
did. Let's say they captured a bandit, and the power of this bandit is to make people fall asleep and die, or stuff like that.
Or he poisoned the well before and got captures, but then would he actually be still alive down there?
Depends on how long they are dead.
That's the thing.
They were not bony yet, so
but they were dead for a while.
Yeah, that's true. Okay.
So that's the thing. Why I don't think that's why I'm like, is there really something living down there in the sense of human or something? Because they are dead for a while, I think that I tend to also say that it's not something human-like which is in the cellar.
Let's change subject. So there was a scene with Yang and Blake. Mm-hmm. So on first thing we see Adam again, and I still don't believe he is there, but we don't know the time frame. We have seen him with the White Fang headquarters, but we don't know if it was at the same timestamp. We had that in the past, that they changed the time of the people. They showed us different time frames. So it might very well be he is able to be there, why ever. But the fact that he appears and disappears is not being mean, but it is above what we have seen from him mentally. to play such game of minds with just showing up, frighten someone, and go away.
I
He would
understand that, yeah.
At least from what we felt so far, being angry and everything, he would rush in and try to kill someone or set a trap, but not like booyah and go away. So that's not fitting.
I'm not 100% sure about this. He was playing games before.
But not that kind of games.
Well, when he was playing with Blake and she should come out, and the whole situation with Yang was all games.
Yes, that's true, but he was always very physical while doing so.
Yeah, but it was prepared. I mean, also we knew that we will see more of Adam probably this season, so it would make sense for him being there. Plus, why shouldn't he evolve? And I mean, he continues to snap further the longer the story progresses. So I see your point. But why would first Blake see him, then Yang see him? It's like, okay, they are both affected by him,
both
but
have reasons. If, let's say, if it was him, then it means that he upped his game, that he changed, I wouldn't say into the positive, but in the more controlled version of
it could
himself.
also be that he is close but actually was not there, but that his presence has an influence on them somehow because of aura and everything. So maybe they see him because he is close.
I cannot comment on that because that is like aura interfering with each other, and because John is far away, his aura can't protect them anymore. What?
No, that's not what I meant.
No, I know that, but okay, that is just very hypothetical.
Sure, but I mean, currently
far-fetched.
everything is hypothetical, what we discussed.
No, the series is based on complete facts. So, okay. However, there was a moment when there was like a short moment of being close between Yang and Blake, and Blake kind of ripped it apart by, I would say, misinterpreting what
Yang misinterpreted.
Yang misinterpreted what Blake said. I mean, Blake said she will protect her. What she, I think, meant is, I will not run away again. I will be at your side.
I mean, they protect each other.
Yeah, but for Yang, I think it was, she heard something like, because you cannot protect yourself. Something like that.
More like, okay, do you want to say I'm weak because you also hold the arm and everything? But I thought we were over this.
I think it is the beginning of a new season, so they have to dig there again for a moment. I'm pretty sure there will be a little talk in one of the next episodes, and it will sort out and all is fine. But it is a small itching again, which in our opinion was not necessary. But I can understand that they want to point out this itch between the two.
Too much, in my opinion. I mean, I can see that something like this will affect you your whole life. She was also scared. This whole situation is pretty intense. But it was too much of a reaction. It would be more. I would have liked to see more that she's actually hurt and not got angry, because the anger was before. Anger is always the first, initial reaction, sure. But I would have rather felt that it would be more believable if Yang would have been hurt in the situation, because it would be like, okay, I'm feeling weak instead of becoming angry. Okay. At least with Blake, anger is her thing. That's Yang's thing. So maybe they tried to push this again, but it was just not very fitting for
what
me.
They did find in the barn is what is it called? Hangar.
A trailer?
A trailer, something like that. So what I have a theory what they will do with it.
Well, my theory is they put a bike up there.
Yeah, exactly. They have a motorbike, so Yang will drive her bike and she will attach it on it, and everyone sits in the back, which is a weird thing to see. But why not? They have a road from there, I guess. I mean, a village like that will have a road leading somewhere.
A bike in generally, a bike in the snow. This is usually not a good idea.
Yeah, well, that's another problem. So, okay, and last but not least, I mean, there was the discussion, the thing with Weiss and RWBY, which we see here. There was not so much in, so they tried to keep alcohol hidden from Uncle Crow. Okay, distrust again. I don't like that.
I'm actually surprised that even though they, they found dead people, but they've been through a lot. They saw monsters. They saw chopped off limbs. They saw, in my opinion, a lot worse already.
She didn't expect it.
Sure, but still it's like...
And died in their sleep and already partially rotten. Maybe that's it.
Yeah, it's just like, for me, it still feels weird because after all they've been through, it feels like this is actually a little bit... It's creepy. It's creepy for sure. But the shock factor of other things they had seen before is, in my opinion, higher.
Yeah, but it's a different kind of. I think that's what the reason is. When they chop off limbs and stuff like that is infighting and from the enemies, but going into a village, finding someone who died in its bed,
but they
and just lies there and everything. It is a different kind of shock, you know? It is this...
Yeah, it just feels like,
death.
Hey, there is... They saw dead people before. They were in destroyed villages before, which were hunted down by Grimms, where Grimms actually tore people to shreds. So death is not new to them. It can't be. The violence is actually a lot less. So it's for me. It's
but maybe
really...
that's why. Maybe that's why, because you could not expect it there in any way. There was no foreshadowing when they came to the destroyed villages. They knew they would find dead bodies.
Yeah, but if they had a foreshadowing, this is weird. Everything is locked up. The doors were closed, and they still died in their sleep and everything. So there was a foreshadowing that something was going on, and even Crow said, "Be on your guard. Be prepared." So.
Last but not least, the head. So the head made an appearance. Carrying Neo and controlling
Neo?
her. So I think it is Torchwick.
Who is that?
Torchwick, the person itself, was just a mere object, a vehicle for the real Torchwick, which is the head. So the head is a living being controlling Torchwick. Torchwick now, person died, now he controls Neo.
I get a strong Mario reference here.
No. Okay, so we have Neo again, and I'm a little bit, I mean... I there was a little hope that maybe Torchwick, that would be nice. But
there.
Yeah, we had that before, right. That was an insider. However, it is news. So she's pissed at Cinder pretty clearly, because she at least partially blames her for the death of Torchwick.
I'm actually surprised that Neo was so attached to.
They had kind of a close relationship, but it was never really clear what kind of.
Yeah, but even though, I mean, they don't appear to be neither romantically nor friendship. No, a big friendship. It's more like, okay, she
comrades.
Was kind of, and she was still. He was still her boss. So
I think she was his confidant. So he trusted her completely. And maybe that's why that she felt this trust very strongly. We don't know how those two came together. Maybe he somehow saved her in the way that Cinder was saved by Salem, and she herself saved Mercury and Emerald. So maybe it's something of that kind. However, she grew stronger. Cinder mentioned it. Oh, you trained. You are stronger than before. And I mean, she was able to stand against Cinder for quite a while.
I mean, isn't her ability that the stronger you hit, the stronger the return will be?
No, that's Yang. That is Yang. Yang was the one that the more she gets hurt, the stronger she can punch back. Neo was always the one
illusion.
You cannot hit. You could never hit her. She had this mirror image breaking with her umbrella. And she had illusion, right? Which she used once here, as far as I've seen. And she was incredibly agile, flexible, good at avoiding blows, blocking. So it was nearly impossible to hit her. I'm not sure, but I think it was the first time ever anyone hit her in this series.
I don't think so. I think we saw once hitting that RWBY was it RWBY? I don't. Or was it Yang who had?
Oh yeah, while they were fighting against RWBY against Torchwick and Neo.
Yeah.
She did some hits, but in general, it always seemed like you cannot really beat her because she avoids, and if you're overpowering, then she just mirrors away.
I'm kind of disappointed on how this new alliance was built. It was too easy in the sense of, I mean, you saw Cinder is super strong, and something changed, obviously.
Yeah. She cannot beat her.
Yeah, that's something.
The maiden power.
Happened. I mean, she doesn't know yet that's
she doesn't. Yeah, but she has fire and she's floating in the sky, and there's wind around her which pushed her away, so she could really see. Okay, Now she opted in on another level. And she, I mean, you have to see that Cinder in this moment could have killed her, at least try, and she didn't. So she was like, okay, enough. Now I will push more. I will show you my real powers.
Which I'm not sure if she could have actually done that. I don't think she's on her full.
We're not sure yet, yeah. But she was. The fighting was pretty intense. Which, by the way, was why I thought like when Violet, the
bunny?
spider, the spider. Sorry, they carry purple. So whatever. When the spiders interfered, I was like, seriously? I wouldn't interfere with my little pistol when two of the girls are fighting like that. I would be like, holy heck, don't get into it.
Which also shows that she maybe has other powers as well. If she is on this level to say, okay, I can
get out.
Yeah.
Well, we don't know. So that's one thing. So she sold her to Neo, which is okay, which is possibly the best option for what Cinder could wait for.
True.
Everyone else would have been a problem for her. So yes, Neo sees I cannot kill her, and I mean Cinder is in this far right that she says you want to kill RWBY, let's work together. Which I don't see why. Because RWBY is the reason that Torchwick died. It is in depending on which viewpoint. In general, Torchwick is in the end. Salem is the reason why Torchwick died because it was a Grimm that ate him to spit him out somewhere else later on. However, I'd never give up. However, he died because he stepped over some boundaries. He went from the manager of evil, of little things, of stealing and stuff like that, to a direct confrontation fighter, which he did already from time to time, but he stepped too far there and he risked his own life, and that's how he died. And then he was unlucky like hell. I mean, he was just unlucky. This is
like I just don't see that if Neo was, I mean, this was a while ago, so Neo was hunting down Cinder since then.
I don't think so. Neo has vanished. She flew away. Remember?
Right. But why should she suddenly start to search for Cinder?
She didn't search. I think she was just around there, and then she got informed that.
Yeah,
stuff.
but why would you inform her? Hey, Neo, there is Cinder around. If Neo would not be interested in her in the first place, there is no reason to randomly inform her about it.
True, they sold the name and the outer appearance. They sold the outer appearance, not the name. They didn't know at this point, I guess. So that means that Neo has to have put out a search warrant for her. So that's true. But I asked myself if she put out a search warrant for RWBY as well. I think it might be possible. However, right now she has the option to get back at RWBY. I mean, there are two options. Number one is, I really want to get back at RWBY as well, so we will work together until I did that, and then I will stab you in the back. Or the other option, which would be great, which would be really interesting, is I cannot overpower Cinder. She's too strong. She's searching for RWBY. I will act as though, join her, and when we find RWBY, I will
backstab her.
And we will work together, crew RWBY and me, and kill Cinder. And then I will have new best friends, and I'm a young female as well, so we fit in. Whee! Why not?
And we have a vacant spot right now on one team.
Right, there's a spot on one team. So,
yeah.
Just saying. And by the way, seeing the powers that John has of healing and everything, let's improve him a bit and bring someone back from the dead. You only need one personal item. And as it comes to me, we have a head. Never give up. Never give up. Team Torchwick.
Okay. It's fine. Fine.
Okay. So, but I think that's it in general in this episode, right?
I think so.
We have Maria.
We have Maria.
Telling stories. Very interesting. She's very relaxed. She's very laid back.
Wait, and she still has not. I'm like.
I still wait for her to, I don't know, to open up.
Something is wrong here, or something is up. She's way too calm.
She's so calm.
Has not asked more questions. I mean, she could also be. I think she knows a lot more than she.
She has to be the empress of something. I don't know.
She is somehow something. I don't know yet what it is, but she is not an innocent old lady. 100% not.
Old ladies are never innocent. That's the problem. It's due to the age. It just happens to be. Okay, that's it for this time, however. I hope you enjoyed that. We did for sure. And we will see each other in the next episode. Until then, feel free to comment, like, and subscribe. My name is Relax and Panic.
And I am Most Evil Lifeform.
Goodbye.